I'll be back later.
See ya. Gabriel, come in.
Hi, Gran.
Make yourself at home, son.
I'm going up the attic again.
Enjoy yourself, dear.
Yep. Knew I forgot something.
I think I'll take Daddy's sketchbook with me.
That's it.
Can we talk? Do you have any idea what Capiti Soncar means?
Something without something, I think. My French is so rusty. I swear my mind is going.
It's okay, thanks. You know, you get prettier every time I see you.
Oh, you.
Well, Gran, I better get going.
All right, dear.
What's that bit? Hey, Paul.
Let me try to get this down.
Gabriel looks fondly at his father's sketchbook and charcoal pencil.
It is. Bit might. It is bit. Just hasn't gotten to it yet.
Images haunt the pages of Philip Knight's sketchbook, the way they must have haunted his mind. The images touch a deep chord in Gabriel. So familiar are they that he finds it hard to believe they aren't from his own subconscious. The partial pattern from the crime scenes intrigues Gabriel. What does it mean?
No bit. Different type of night.
You've already... I can't resist black.
It's a piece shirt.
Well, you never know when a priest's collar will come in handy.
I just got back from the the bar, Paul.
Nothing on that shelf interests Gabriel.
Not really. I did sing a lot of karaoke though.
You white-faced geek! You want to eat my fist?
Ambulance to town.
Hey, Grace. Here I am.
Really? I forgot you were gone.
Got a minute, Grace?
Sure.
Could you see what you can find out about a woman named Malia Getty?
The name Getty sounds familiar. What's your interest in her?
Oh, just, stuff about the voodoo murders. If you could get an address...
Mm-hmm. They're murders. Right. I'll see what I can find out. Anything else?
I can't think of anything.
Okay. Well, it's about closing time.
So it is. Good night, Gracie.
Good night, Gabriel. And try not to dream, okay?
Paul, it's his store. A mask I wore as I approached. I was not what I am not. And though the pattern was unclear, its meaning could be bought.
Good morning.
That was me.
Don't you
It
look
doesn't do a
swell
voiceover for
today.
that part.
Swollen.
Oh,
So have some. There's a fresh pot on the table. Seriously, you look like hell. Your hair is sticking straight up like a... Oh, it always does that. Never mind.
Ha ha.
Did you dream about the fire and the hang guy and that lion thing last night?
Leopard, not lion. Did you get anything on Malia Getty?
Well, I did get her address, but you're a little out of your league here, big fella. The Gettys own 3 local hospitals, just to name a few of their assets. They run in very high circles.
Did you get an address?
I got the address. I suppose this has nothing to do with the fact that Malia Getty is incredibly gorgeous. I should have known you wouldn't go for a rich, ugly socialite.
And that address is...
Hey! Far be it from me to postpone your total humiliation. It's 557 West England. That's the Garden District, the State City.
That's all I wanted to know. And yes, my dear, Malia Getty is the most dangerous-looking diversion I've ever seen. Ouch!
Ay, men.
The coffee has already been made.
My kidney's already flubbed.
Times Picayune, dated June 19, 1993. A front-page article describes the most recent of the voodoo murders. Gabriel scans it but learns nothing new. The article reiterates that the voodoo aspect of the crimes is fake. Gabriel shivers. It looked real enough to him. Elsewhere, there's an article about the history of Jackson Square, called La Plaza d'Armas. Under French rule, it was used for executions, firing squads, hanging, even impalement and breaking on the wheel. Yikes. Of course, these days, it's mostly a hangout for tourists, street musicians, and local artists. Gabriel also scans the Aquarius horoscope for the day. Chances of a dark star rising on this day. Do not trust your instinct.
I feel a dark star rising, all right.
That doesn't seem to be removable.
Got a minute, Grace?
What's up?
Do you have messages for me?
Nope. None right now.
I'm out of here. Try not to sell out the store while I'm gone.
Don't hurry back on my account.
Detective Mosley. Hard at work, I see.
Yeah, what is it, you wanker?
It's hot.
Dang, the air conditioning must be on the blink. Are you hot? Man, I'm hot.
Can I ask you about some stuff?
You're the writer. Ask away.
How about getting me some coffee?
What am I, your slave?
Hey, I'm working my butt off here.
Yeah, fine. Some people are never satisfied.
I think I'll just borrow this badge.
Hey, what are you doing with my coat?
Nothing. I saw something crawling
Yes,
off.
Bradmore, he fell for that.
Just drink this.
And now I have his badge.
Thanks.
Oh yeah.
Tons. I mean it.
I'll just be going now.
Welcome, my friend.
Hello?
I am the proprietor, Dr. John. If you have any questions, I will be happy to assist.
Great. My name's Knight, and I'll probably take you up on that. What does this do?
We have air.
Yeah, I see.
Man, that lagged like a motherfucker. Also, if you notice, turning the switch on made the snake flip his shit.
Could I ask you some questions?
That is why I am here.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
Historical voodoo? Or the voodoo currently practiced in the city?
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
The killings in the newspaper? I know that they have nothing to do with true voodoo in New Orleans.
What do you think of New Orleans?
It is the only city in the United States as far as I am concerned.
Do you know anything about snakes?
Ah, you have perhaps noticed the museum's snake, Mr. Knight. They are beautiful creatures, do you not agree? And the tourists seem to associate them with voodoo.
Do you have any idea what Capri Saint-Gall means?
I fear my French is not all it should be, Mr. Knight.
Have you ever heard of a Schottenjäger?
No, I have not.
Tell me about yourself.
Me?
Yes, if you don't mind.
What is it you wish to learn?
Why did you open a voodoo museum?
The subject has fascinated me all my life, and I wanted to help preserve the cultural heritage it represents.
What kind of background in voodoo do you have?
Let us say that I cut my teeth on it, Mr. Knight. It is in my blood.
Do you do anything besides run the museum?
No. The museum does not make me a rich man, but my material needs are simple. I prefer to focus on my one true interest in life.
What are your own religious beliefs?
My beliefs are too personal and too complex to discuss with a layman, Mr. Knight.
Just tell me anything.
Law, Prodmore.
I'm originally from the West Indies myself, you know.
Really? What brought you to New Orleans?
I was drawn here for personal reasons.
Just tell me anything.
I am a vegetarian.
Really? I can't imagine living without meat.
That must be the hunter in you, Mr. Knight.
Just tell me anything.
I do not care for small talk, Mr. Knight.
Actually, I can't think of a thing.
Then, let us discuss something else.
Tell me about historical voodoo.
Very well. I will start at the beginning, Mr. Knight, and will go on from there at your prompting.
Sounds good.
As you may know, voodoo is a grassroots religion formed by the mixing together of many different African tribal religions and Anglo religions, such as Catholicism or Protestantism. In other words, it is a religion born of the African slave trade, but African slaves were imported not only by the United States, but also into the West Indies, where the French and Spanish ran plantation islands. Prior to 1803, the New Orleans area was owned by France. The French Creole
You guys learn anything?
owned many African slaves. But the Creole did not permit their slaves to gather, giving no chance for voodoo to breed here natively. The Creole also knew enough about the corrupted pagan practices of the West Indies slaves to ban the importing of slaves from that region.
So, how did voodoo come to New Orleans?
After the Louisiana Purchase, American legislators relaxed regulations. Slaves were
Oh no,
permitted to
Prodmore,
gather.
there's more coming.
The Americans also removed the ban on West Indies slaves. Around the same time, a slave revolt occurred in Santo Domingo, what is now Haiti. Between the lifting of the ban and the Haitian revolt, West Indies slaves began pouring into New Orleans. Some of them were free people of color, freed or escaped slaves. Some came with their white owners who were fleeing from the revolt.
What happened when the West Indies slaves got here?
They brought voodoo with them. The native slaves were more than enthusiastic about embracing it. It gave them power, Mr. Knight, if only in the form of a communal bond. Among the first meeting places were the Bayou Saint John and the shore of Lake Pontchartrain. The early voodoos were heavy snake worshippers, worshipping the one they called the Great Zombie.
Tell me more about the historical voodoo.
By 1870, the voodoo activities were beginning to cause fear among the white slave owners. An ordinance was passed to forbid slave gatherings except in designated public areas at designated times. The time was Sunday afternoons and the place, Congo Square. The slaves and free people of color gathered to dance simulations of their voodoo dances right in sight of Creole society. Of course, they also continue to meet in private for the real thing.
Tell me more about historical.
There were a variety of kings and queens at first, voodoo priests and priestesses. But from about 1830, a single power emerged. This was a voodoo queen named Marie Laveau. Marie Laveau ruled voodoo in New Orleans for many years.
Tell me more about historical voodoo.
I've given you as much detail as I can, Mr. Knight. Look around the museum if you desire more information.
Tell me about current voodoo.
Many people think of voodoo in terms of magic spells or grigri. That kind of practice is actually called hoodoo, and is only a part of true voodoo. Voodoo, the religion, has a strong following in New Orleans. In fact, it is growing quite rapidly. There are several voodoo churches or temples in the city, and others all across the United States. African Americans see it as a tradition all their own. Whites, and they are many in their religion, are attracted to it because they think it is exotic. I, personally, am more interested in the history of voodoo. Some of the new movements are copying Haitian or even African voodoo, but it is the voodoo of New Orleans that I find so intriguing.
Tell me more about current voodoo.
There are many voodooians in New Orleans. They often do business selling grigri, telling fortunes, providing luck, and occasionally misfortune. Perhaps you would like to meet a voodooian. We refer those who seek a deeper experience with voodoo to a local practitioner, Magentia Moonbeam.
Sure, I'd love to meet her.
She lives on the corner of Orleans and Dauphine. I will call her and tell her you might stop by.
Great, thanks. Tell me more about current voodoo.
You have tapped.
What exactly is hoodoo?
Hoodoo refers to magic folk traditions of the South. Hoodoo is a bastard of voodoo. Many of the grigri are similar, but hoodoo does not have the religious aspects of voodoo.
Is there anything else I should know about voodoo?
Not if your interest is primarily in voodoo. Hoodoo is of interest to those who study rural folk traditions, but it will not aid you in understanding true voodoo.
Tell me more about Marie Laveau.
There were actually two Marie Laveaux, mother and daughter. Most people thought they were the same woman. Her continued youth added to the mystique. The original, the mother, was also known as Widow Paris. It was she that began the empire. When the Widow Paris began to practice, there were many voodooians in the city. By 1830, she was voodoo queen of all New Orleans.
Tell me more.
The Widow Paris was a hairdresser for rich Creole ladies. She also paid household servants to spy for her. Between the two, she knew everything about everyone who mattered in New Orleans. She was not above using her information to appear psychic, to intimidate, or even to blackmail.
You sound as though you admire her.
For a black woman in the mid-1800s to gain power is an incredible thing, Mr. Knight. However she achieved it.
Tell me more about Marie Laveau.
She kept a pet snake, danced with it too. She held traditional voodoo ceremonies out by the lake. She took herself seriously, very seriously. But she was not above selling tickets for her events to curiosity seekers. She was not above using voodoo any way she could to make money. That is for certain. But If she had been in another line of work, in another age, that would have been interpreted as entrepreneurial genius rather than a sign of fraudulence.
Hey, you don't need to convince me. I admire anyone that can actually make a living. Tell me more.
It was Marie Laveau who defined the voodoo that is truly and uniquely the voodoo of New Orleans. She invented hundreds, if not thousands of spells, potions, charms, and incantations. These form the basis of the modern practice, not to mention the folk tradition of voodoo.
Tell me more about Marie Laveau.
Her daughter, Marie Glapion, took over when the widow Paris got old. Most people thought it was the same Marie Laveau. Both Maries encouraged that point of view. The widow Paris died in 1881. Marie Glapion had been reigning a long time by then. After the death of the widow Paris, other voodoo queens surfaced, and by 1890, the cult was fragmented again. Marie Glapion just sort of faded away.
Tell me.
The Laveau tomb, where one or both of the Maries are believed to be buried, is in St. Louis Cemetery No. 1. It is a popular shrine for practitioners and tourists alike. I myself take tours through the cemetery on a regular basis.
Really?
I think Grace is a big name too, but I forgot who it is.
No, but the cemetery is open to the general public as well.
Tell me.
You have heard.
Is the snake yours? Do you use it in your practice of voodoo?
I admire the spirit of the snake, Mr. Knight, but snakes like the museums can be quite dangerous to handle.
You didn't really answer my question.
I think I did, Mr. Knight.
I'd really like to know more about your snake.
There is really...
What is it?
It is a real culture of its own, Mr. Knight, amid the horrid blandness that is Americana. New Orleans alone has a voice.
Spoken like a true New Orleanian. Do you have anything else?
I have...
Thanks a lot. Bye now.
come back again.
Could I ask you some questions? Okay. Nice try.
Thanks.
It's really...
Well, I'm an architectural student.
Say, do you think there's anything you can do with these patterns?
I'm kind of busy.
Oh.
Those two objects.
Could I get a lucky dog?
An unambitious.
My age? I'm 22.
You dance pretty well for a kid.
22.
I don't have any.
What the view, mister?
Excuse me, sir.
You got...
Mind if I pick your...
Go ahead.
Do you?
No.
Tell me some...
It's a historical place. People buried in here from the Civil War and back further too. Take a look.
Tell me some...
Just look around.
Do you know anything about Marie Laveau?
Sure. She was the voodoo queen of New Orleans. A powerful voodoo queen and a powerful sorceress. Believers still come to her tomb. They write secret marks on the walls, leaving offerings. Then there's the tourists. They come out of curiosity. As a matter of fact, that big Dr. John fella from the Voodoo Museum, he's here at least once today. But Marie Laveau's tomb ain't the only one the believers visit and make markings and leave offerings at.
You said there were other marked tombs?
Yep. I seen bull hearts left on tombs and a nest of vulture feathers, plates of peas and corn grease. Animal parts, human parts even, it looked like. Male parts, if you get my meaning. And this at one of the great family crypts, mind you. Odd how them types just pick a spot and stick to it.
What a...
No, I ain't one for naming names. I don't like to encourage that kind of thing. It's distressing to the families, and rightly so. Don't know how that sort of thing gets started. Why folks come to start leaving stuff at that one spot. But it happens all the same.
What else?
Her tombs on all our tombs. Even the Baptists come round here to go. Of course, you may not know this, but some of the real serious voodoo types argue that she ain't in this one at all, but down in an unmarked tomb in number 3. It's all the same to me, I say. Save me a lot of cleanup work if she weren't here, if you ask me. Boy, go out and buy a book if you...
Gabriel looks at and in the vases. Gabriel.
Welcome, Seeker. You must be the one Dr. John called me about.
I guess so. My name is...
Wait, Gabriel Knight?
You're too quick for me.
Actually, Dr. John told me. You have come to the right place, Mr. Knight. Tell me how I can help.
Could I ask you a few What can you tell me about voodoo?
My practice is mainly selling charms and potions with magic power, such as gree-gree and voodoo oils. You know, everything from unrequited love to wandering spouses to winning a lawsuit. But my spells and charms are powerful, and they work.
What can you...
Much of a voodoo yen's work is protecting survivors from the spell of others. I make special protective gree-gree to be worn in secret. They keep evil spells from working against my clients.
What can you...
The recipes for voodoo charms have been handed down from master to apprentice for centuries.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
I wonder if she has a chicken with a pulley in the middle.
You to know, Monsieur Knight.
What do you know?
Why, that has nothing to do with me and my clientele. But I can tell you that you should stay as far from it as possible. There is badness there. Very bad.
So you don't think the voodoo aspects of the case are fake?
Fate? Let me tell you about fate. If I get information through the grapevine and make use of it, is that fake? No. That is part of the voodoo yen's power. If people don't believe, there is not much I can do. But if they do believe, that is a part of my power too. But there are things, monsieur, things not even a little bit fake, I can tell you. Believe it or not, but stay away from it.
What do you mean? Do you know something about the case?
I work hard on fine-tuning my spiritual antenna, Monsieur Knight, and I get a clear signal from that direction. Beware.
What do you mean?
I work hard.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
New Orleans is the center of voodoo practice in the United States.
What can you tell me about it?
It is a fascinating city with many dark secrets.
What can you tell me about...
It is my favorite place in the world.
What can you...
It is my...
Do you know...
Snakes? You mean like my beloved Grimwald? She's a python, you know. Quite deadly in the wrong hands. I was trained by one of the great voodoo queens to learn how to hypnotize and handle snakes.
Tell me more.
Oh, I wouldn't want to give a...
Do you have...
No. No, I don't.
Do you know any...
Oh, yes. She was the first of the great voodoo queens.
Do you know anything about Marie?
She ruled voodoo in New Orleans for 100 years, they say.
Do you know anything about Marie Laveau?
I'm sure a historian...
Have you ever heard the word Schottenjäger?
I don't know anything about that.
Tell me about yourself.
Yes?
How'd you get into this business?
I trained in the voodoo arts for many years with the great Queen Tabitha.
Really? Who's she?
You have never heard of her? For shame! I can see you know little of the world of magic.
I'm beginning to get that impression, yes. What kind of people come to see you?
Seekers after the truth, such as yourself.
Do you do anything else?
I am a voodoo yen. That is plenty. It takes much spiritual effort.
How many voodoo yens are there?
No one knows exactly. Many practice in secret. There are probably hundreds. But of course the level and the power of the voodoo yens differ greatly, depending on their training and natural gifts.
Tell me anything at all.
I haven't always lived in New Orleans. I came here from Kansas as a young woman.
Tell me anything at all.
I began studying voodoo more than 20 years ago. I am well versed in the magical art.
Tell me anything at all.
Many non-believers come to me. They are usually believers when they leave.
Tell me anything at all.
Dr. John sends me many seekers such as yourself.
Tell me anything at all.
I am happy here with my clientele and my snake. There.
Give me an...
All right. Here's an old one. Take a lodestone and some brimstone to a crossroads at midnight. Light the brimstone with a match, and a spirit will come and give you advice in gambling.
Give me...
Here's an old hoodoo Dr. Gree-Gree. Place a dime under your client's tongue, and if the client is under a spell of any kind, the dime will turn black.
Give me an example of a clee.
To send someone away, take a rotten egg and write that person's name on it 9 times. You can also write on it where you want to send that person to. Take it and throw it against his door at midnight.
Give me an example of a clee.
Here's a nasty one. To kill someone, get a sock or a shoe that belongs to that person. Put graveyard dirt in it and bury it under their front steps.
Does that work?
I don't know. I never tried it.
Give me an example of a clee.
To ensure the safety of your child, cut a lock of its hair while it is still a baby and keep it with you. The child must have all its hair before it can die.
These are interesting.
They're very old. The Gree-Gree that I prepare is much more powerful, I can assure you, but I don't give out those secrets.
Give me an example.
All right. What about...
Where'd you get Grindelwald?
She belonged to a traveling reptile show. She was being terribly mistreated, so I offered to buy her. She's named after a spirit guide I had once. The spirit Grimwald was a very powerful female snake priestess in Egyptian times.
Grimwald doesn't sound Egyptian.
I only know what the spirit.
It's also the name of one of the characters you turn into in Sanitarium.
I'm sure they know better than we.
How'd you learn to handle Grimwald?
I told you a great voodoo queen taught me. She learned from Marie Laveau herself.
Oh, fascinating. Tell me.
You have to be careful when handling a snake.
A bit. How about showing?
Really? You would like to see me dance, perhaps?
That would be swell.
I won't make you wait. No matter what you see, do not be frightened.
I'll give it my best shot.
Ha!
There's nothing to... There's not... Gabriel grabs the shed snake skin while Magenta is otherwise occupied.
They are truly inspiring, isn't it?
That's certainly one word for it. But I have...
What?
Tell...
You have to be careful when handling.
A bit. Tell me.
Many people are afraid of snakes. Isn't that silly?
Toad, tell me.
Snakes shed their skins from time to time. You have to be especially careful of them when they're shedding.
I'll keep it in mind. No. Well, I guess I'll be gone now.
The only vice is the absence of love.
I've heard that. Bye now.
One of the Indiana Jones adventure games? Maybe.
May I help you? I'd like to see... I'm sorry. I do have official... Really?
This is the
My name is Detective Mosley. I'm here on... Really? How interesting. Wait here. I'll inform Miss Giddy. Miss Giddy, we'll see you. Right this way.
My name is Detective Mosley.
Miss Giddy will be down shortly. Thank you.
No idea.
What can I do for you, Detective?
Beautiful women. They must...
They are.
Man. What?
Voodoo?
There's nothing.
But that voodoo is faked.
That's what the paper...
But you're not...
No, frankly, I'm not.
Oh.
What are you...
The murders? Only what I read in the paper.
And what...
I'm sure you know much... The Getty family came to New Orleans in 1800. We worked very hard to get where we are. On the other hand, we've done a lot for this community.
I can believe that. You're doing a lot for me right now.
Oh, wow.
Tell me...
I'm afraid I don't get out into New Orleans society much. Because of the Getty money, we have slots in the best country clubs and on the best Mardi Gras courts. But I must admit, I hate it. I avoid actually making an appearance unless it becomes absolutely necessary.
I know about those courts. They're very exclusive.
Yes, especially when it comes to people of my race. That's why we don't turn down the appointments. It's a rare opportunity to rub their noses in it. But that's not where I spend my time. I have more important things to do with my life.
That's admirable. Many women would love the chance to get caught up in that kind of life.
I'm not any kind of woman you might be familiar with.
Yes, I can see that. Do you know any...
I'm afraid I quite abhor them.
Tell me.
I suppose I don't really...
Tell...
The Gettys?
How many people...
Well, my mother just passed away.
I am sorry.
So am I. She was a magnificent woman. We were very close. I was an only child.
And your father?
I never knew him.
It's hard to believe that any man would leave a woman like you. Or like your mother must have been.
He did not leave, Detective. But that's really none of your concern.
I'm sorry. Go on.
There are, of course, other Gettys in the city. I have a large, extended family.
I see.
I don't have a lot of free time, but I do appreciate the arts. Opera, symphony, ballet, fine art. If you look around, you'll see that we collect African art, for example.
Yes, it's very beautiful.
It is, Detective. It means a great deal to me.
Do you have a career?
A career? Being the head of the Getty family is a 24-hour-a-day job. We have many holdings and many responsibilities, financial and otherwise. The management of our business affairs and properties leaves me with time for a little else.
Poor little rich girl?
Believe it or not, Detective, wealth does have its price. As you...
Can you tell me anything about what happened out at the lake?
I wish I could, but I've never seen or heard anything unusual at the lake, and I do spend quite a bit of time out there.
Excuse me.
Thank you, Detective. That's an...
A good detective.
Then you must be truly... I think this has gone on long enough. You're not really a detective, are you?
Who, me? Well, I am on this case, Miss Getty.
I saw you at the lake yesterday. I thought you must be with the police since you were there, but you don't act like a police officer. Besides, I'm rather certain that the other man said his name was Mosley.
All right, you caught me. I'm not with the police. My name is Gabriel Knight. I'm a writer working with Detective Mosley on a book.
Well, Mr. Knight, now that we've established who you are, perhaps you can tell me the real reason you're here.
Well, I am researching the book, and I thought you might have seen or heard something at the lake.
I don't like liars, Mr. Knight.
Okay, you're right. I really just wanted to see you again. You can be mad at me if you want, but I swear, I've never done anything like this before.
Mr. Knight, you've lied about your identity and wasted my time with meaningless questions. If it weren't vaguely flattering, I'd really be angry. You're lucky I don't call the real police. I think you should go, Mr. Knight.
Malia, wait. If you just
Dun 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 dun.
I've wasted enough time. I'll have Robert show you out. Robert? Show Mr. Knight out, please.
I most certainly will.
Thank you very much.
If you can't tell,
Probably can.
Miss Tim Curry also plays the butler. I most certainly will.
Lucy, I wish you wouldn't wear that coat out.
I most certainly will.
Got a minute, Grace? Could
Sure.
Okay. The-
Wasn't she?
That's right.
Well, you just heard everything.
Okay, let's see. What else do I need to do today?
I'm out of here. Try not to sell out the store.
Don't hurry back.
Hello.
Mm-hmm.
Bonjour, Monsieur Walker.
Oh, bienvenue, Madame Carter. Comment ça va? How you been feeling today?
Well, I'll tell you, Mr. Walker, I'm certain someone's buried a slip-knot bag somewhere near my steps. I haven't slept a week in weeks.
Oh, don't that beat all? You're gonna need some easy night candles then.
Do you think that
Come
would
on, ça
help?
va?
I
Yeah.
do hope you're right.
I know
sent
the
2 heroes
basics
this
like
morning
the basics
for
of
our lady's
French.
intervention.
Comment ça va is how are you?
Sure enough. But you burn those candles too, and you're gonna whip any old no-sleep rig, I tell you for sure.
Very well, Mr. Walker. Put them on my account and send them round to my house. Oh, and there's another thing. I didn't catch her at it, but I know Mrs. Lefebvre put stomachache powder in my tea at the last meeting of the Creole Grand Dames. Oh, I've been in misery.
You put 9 pinheads up in a little box, add a pinch of graveyard dust, and put it under her front porch step. That'll turn the trick back on Mrs. Lefebvre, and she'll be the one with the bellyache. I have the pins and the dust right here if you want them.
If the Blessed Virgin will grant me her protection, I'll be safe from these practitioners of evil.
Oui, madame. Though it don't hurt to be proactive none either, now does it?
Naturellement, monsieur. Merci beaucoup.
Mais non, madame. It is nothing. Au revoir.
Au revoir, Monsieur Walker.
I took French for as long as I was able to, because they got rid of the class after 2 years of me taking it.
Can I ask you just a few more questions?
Whatever, man.
Have you...
Marie, she's somebody from...
That customer? The woman I saw in here.
I don't talk about my customers to men who come in often. I can't tell you.
Have you...
I don't know much, monsieur. I do.
Do you know...
What kind? Pythons and boas. So I've heard.
Really?
Are you crazy? What would I want with a python?
Do you know...
I've already...
Gabriel magnifies the scale from the lake. The iridescent scale is brilliantly hued with greens and purples. It's the ship. The tweezers from... Those two are... Gabriel magnifies the shed skin from Magentia, Moonbeam's snake. The snake scales are hued brown. They don't match the scale from Lake Hunt.
Nothing like a good...
Yeah, well...
Oh, well. Excuse me.
But, yeah, he's right. Checkmate! Again, son of a bitch.
Are you sure I can...
Mister, get shut.
Hey, come back here. Hey! Oh, unbelievable. Rotten luck.
I have this gift certificate.
I'm big.
It's good for $20.
Really?
You could take this gift certificate.
A lucky dog for a $20 gift certificate? Well, sure. Here you go.
Interrogate.
You dance. I don't have it.
What a... Thanks, mister. You got any special requests, let me know.
Gabriel can't.
Can you fit? Good. Can you reach that piece of paper?
Sure thing. Here you go. Yep. See ya.
I'm a bad influence.
It's a technique.
This belongs to you, doesn't it?
My drawing. How'd you get it?
Oh, it was a bit of a squeeze, but I hate to see you lose your work. I lost my only copy of a manuscript once.
Well, you saved my butt. Let me know if I can ever do the same for you, huh?
Say, do you think...
What do you need?
Is there any way you can read...
What is this?
You...
Okie dokie. Well, there...
I'll see what... I have another one of those patterns.
Really? Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, this is great. I think there's enough overlap now. I'll give it my best shot. I'll show you what I come up with tomorrow.
Great. I appreciate it. Hey, Grace. Here I am.
Oh, boy. Sure.
I need you to look...
Madame Casimir? Is she...
Grace, Casimir's at least 70.
As if that makes a difference to you. Okay. I'll see
Grace?
what I can
No.
find. Anything else?
No.
I can't...
Okay. It's time to close shop.
So it is. Have a nice night.
You too. See you tomorrow.
New part. Dagger turning into snakes. Drawn the Bacchus' abode, I sought there to conspire, but it was the city of the dead that I found my heart's desire.
I'm so glad you could join us today. I've got messages when you want them. I also checked out Kazanu. There are multiple listings in the white pages. I got the page, but you'll have to figure out the right one.
Great, thanks.
Now, are you going to tell me what happened yesterday with Malia Getty, or is it just too embarrassing? Don't tell me you actually got to see her.
Are the stars out tonight?
Gabriel, you don't seriously think she's interested. She could have any man in the city. You know, men with bank accounts.
You underestimate the Knight family's tragic poet samurai appeal. When Daddy married Mom, she was the hottest catch in town.
I always suspected there was something fishy in your family tree. But seriously, I think you should be careful.
Grace.
I'm serious. I don't know why, but I have a bad feeling in the pit of my stomach about this.
It's called jealousy, my dear. And you're right. You should be jealous of Malia Getty, as should every woman on this planet.
Oh, never mind. I'll just fix these books. Your life is in your own slippery little hands.
The point is to get it into somebody else's hands. And soon.
Times Picayune, dated June 20, 1993. Gabriel scans over an uninteresting front. Under the cultural events section, there's a notice about a lecture on African religions. The lecture is at Tulane University. Gabriel's horoscope for the day. An evil eye is upon you. Change course before it's too late.
Lighten up. Got a minute, Grace?
What's up?
Do you have messages?
Your pal Mosley called. He left a message that they're interrogating a suspect this morning, and you might want to be there.
Sounds fun.
I bet.
Do you have more messages for me?
That man from Germany called again, Wolfgang Ritter. Now he's claiming to be a relative of yours. I took down his number. If you change your mind and want to give him a call back, just ask me for it.
Do you have more messages for me?
I've given everything to you.
Can I get that phone number for Wolfgang Ritter?
Sure. I'll give it to you when we're done talking. Here's that phone number.
Thanks.
And try to make pancakes. Good luck. Have fun.
Somewhere there's a new... The number written on the note is for...
Yeah, what do you want?
So...
Good.
Somewhere there's nothing there to operate.
Hello, Casanova residence?
Hi. I was wondering if you could help me.
Yeah?
A woman in the Dixieland drugstore dropped her purse today, and the name Kazanu was inside it.
Dixieland drugstore? Never heard of it. Sorry.
Hello?
Hello? I'm calling from...
Castro, be quiet! Who is this?
I'm a friend of the owner.
I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about.
Cajun Critters Animal Clinic. This is Melissa.
Do you have...
Madame Cosano? Sure, I...
Really? I'm worried about Castro. He's missed 3 dance lessons.
Castro? Her little doggy? Oh, he's so sweet. Well, I guess if you know Castro, it's okay.
Lol.
Her address is 345 Dauphine.
Thanks.
The number written on the note is 4909 324 3333.
Guten Tag. Sie haben Schloss Ritter erreicht?
I'm looking for Wolfgang Ritter.
Ja, einen Moment.
Yeah, is this Gabriel on the phone?
This is Gabriel Knight. Why are you calling me, Mr. Ritter?
I have been having premonitions of great danger for you, Gabriel. You must leave New Orleans this very day.
What the hell are you talking about?
It is hard to explain on the phone. I have had senses, feelings about you. It took me a long time to have you tracked down. I had a sense that Heinz had a grandson, but until these dreams started, I did not know if I should contact you.
You say you're related to my grandfather?
Yes, Heinz was my brother. There is much about the family that you should know, Gabriel. Come to Schloss Ritter in Rittersberg, West Germany. It is our family home. I will tell you everything when you come. You must come immediately. You are in great danger there.
Look, I appreciate the family spirit and all, but frankly I don't know you from Adam, and I'm not going to fly off to Germany even if I could afford it.
Gabriel, please. If you won't listen, at least let me send you something. It is a journal from one of your ancestors. Promise me you will read it.
Well, I'm pretty busy.
Please, Gabriel, you are the last of our line. I am too old to carry on. You are our last hope. Please, for your family, read the journal.
All right, I'll look at it.
Good. Now be careful and come to me as soon as you can. Goodbye.
So, what's new, Grace?
Your use of mathematics, for one thing. These books are unbelievable.
What can I say? I refuse to be bound by rules.
The strap marks on your bedpost speak otherwise.
I think I'm going to call the stream there. I mean, it is 2:30 a.m. where I am. And I'd like to get some decent sleep since I didn't get very much yesterday. So I think I'll end the stream here. Get back to this probably tomorrow night. So, yeah. I'll bid you all adieu. Good evening, good morning, wherever you guys are. Have fun. Laters.